what makes up a mobile application is its user interface, including elements like buttons, screens, and layouts. In Flutter, you can achieve this by using widgets. That is what we'll be discussing on today's episode. I'm Chazi, and this is DevLantern. To help us break down everything you need to know about widgets, is a mobile developer skilled in that language and doubles as a tech enthusiast, so you know there is passion involved. He's a gamer, he loves music, R&B to be precise. Working with him has been one of the most positive experiences, as he's been among the best team I've collaborated with. This person is none other than Afolayan Ademola, but personally, I call him Kes. What's up, boss now? How you doing?
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you. How are you doing too, Shaza?
Doing good. What do you have for us today?
All right. We'll be explaining what widget is and how we use them in Flutter.
So can you break it down?
All right. Okay. So a widget is a graphical user interface, right? Graphical because you can see it.
Okay.
So it helps you display information and also helps you interact with the OS or application.
OS, operating system.
Yes.
Okay. So when we talk about widget, you said it's something we can see. So like see in what sense? Like we can't touch it, right? So it works in an application like in Flutter.
Yeah.
So how does it really work? Does it have like types or
Okay.
common widgets?
All right. So widget is a component. So I said it's a graphical user interface. Those are the components you interact with in all applications. For example, you have your bank app, the dashboard, you see your millions, right? That text is a widget. It's a particular component that is making sure that you see that. Also, you try to press a button, you want to transfer. Interacting with that button is through widgets that you can interact with applications. You can see, you can place sounds through them. So we have different type of widgets. We have the text widget, containers, scaffold, size box. All of these, they are put together, to build an application.
So they have different functions.
Yes.
So can you explain further the difference between size box and container?
All right. So in Flutter, widget has the ability to reproduce. Let me put it that way. So a widget can have a child. So you can have you can have a widget in a widget in a widget in a widget. What it means is a text. Okay, so for a text does not have a child, but a text prefer to be beautified. So a text has a property called style.
Okay.
That way you can style your text. You can give font size. You can give the color of the text.
Okay.
But a container, the question you ask, difference between a size box and a container. So a container has a child property that can take other widgets. So what it means is that if I want to display a text, say Shazi, and I want to put it in a particular space and give it a particular height and width, I'll put it in a container, just like normal container you get.
Yeah.
So you can give it a size, height, a size, width. So, but size box. So now container has another property called decoration.
Okay.
So that decoration enables that you can choose the kind of color you want for that container. You can choose the shadow, different other designs that size box does not have. So size box just has the ability to have a child, but you cannot decorate size box. Those are the difference. Yeah.
So I know in widgets there's this dynamic state and the static. Like you can make it dynamic and make it static. That's like I think stateless and stateful. So how does that work?
Okay, so for a stateless widget, you use them for informations that does not change.
Okay.
For example, your app bar on your mobile application, most of your mobile application, the app bar will always be the app bar. For example, login.
Okay.
The app bar is the first thing you see on your screen. So that login will always be login, but stateful widgets are for is a component that used to manage information that changes over time. For example, your account balance, it changes. So we use stateful widgets to manage those kind of things.
Oh, Okay.
But stateless widgets are for information that doesn't change.
Okay, so let's talk about scaffold widgets.
All right.
Explain how does it work?
Okay, so scaffold widget is a very unique widget.
Okay,
I talked about widgets having the ability to reproduce. They have a child property. But for scaffold, I'll tell you what it does first before I explain.
Okay.
So it is the beginning of each screen. Every application built with Flutter has a scaffold as a layout. That's the foundation.
Oh.
So it's the white screen.
Oh, okay.
So that is where you now build on top. That's where you now start building other widgets on top. So scaffold has two major properties. The app bar.
Okay.
So the app bar is the first section of the application, which is always very tiny, not so much. It is close to the safe area of your of your mobile phone. Then we have the body. The body is the rest, like from that app bar to the down button. That is the body. So scaffold has app bar and body instead of a child. Now that body takes in any other widget. So scaffold also has a background property, background color. You can add background color to it, and it can also be a child to a parent to another widget. The reason why it can be a child to another widget is if the content of a screen is too long,
okay,
and you need to scroll.
Oh.
You need to scroll.
Okay.
There's some content of if the body of the scaffold is too long and you need to scroll.
Yeah, I get it. So when you scroll up the page, scaffold widget helps you to do that.
No, so when the content,
yeah,
the body of the scaffold is too much, I said the scaffold can be a child also. So you need another widget called single child scroll view.
Okay.
What it does is, if the content of a page is too long for the screen, it enables you to scroll those content as long as it is. So that means that scaffold has to be a child to the single child scroll view. Yeah.
That's really nice. So can you show us how this almighty widget works?
Definitely.
All right.
So you have scaffold. This is the widget, and it has two major properties called the app bar. The app bar takes a widget called app bar.
Okay.
So the app bar has a property title that takes another widget called text. Text is one of the widget I said displays just information. So I'll say Shazi network. Can you see that?
Yeah, sure.
So that is the app bar. I told you that the scaffold has app bar and body.
Yeah.
So the app bar is close to your screen safe area. It's like the headings, right?
Just like header, right? Okay. Yeah.
Then you have the body, and I'm going to give the body widget container. I told you container takes a child property, right?
Yeah.
And it can be anything actually. So right now, we'll just center a text. So this is the body. This is the body. I also said scaffold has other property, like a background color.
Yeah.
So we'll give it white background color.
We can give it any color, right?
Any color.
Yeah. Okay.
You see some applications, they have black. So just to make the app bar stand out, let's change the color. App bar has a color property too.
Okay.
Background color. So we can give it teal. Can you see?
Yeah.
And so now the teal color, that's the app bar. The teal portion of, then the white downward is the body of the scaffold. All of them together is a scaffold. So every screen in a mobile application bits with Flutter has the scaffold property widgets rather. So I told you about text. So text is also a widget, and text does not have a child, but it prefers style. So you can style your text. If you notice, if you check the body very well, you see this is the body, it's not clear.
Yeah.
So let's style that text so that it's going to be very clear. Add some style to it. Let's change the color first to something. What color? Give me a color.
Black.
Black. So now it's clear. You can change the size, that's the font size. Say 16 to make it bigger, or 20. All right.
Yeah.
You can decide to add anything that are different other properties.
Can make it bold.
Can make it bold. Yeah, font weight. If you want to make it bold. Chasing.
Yeah.
That have text. Login. Style. Colors the black color. Yes. Then this is another type of widget, text form field. And this is for email. Because I've not added width and height, you see that it's overflowing.
Yeah.
So I just add 270 for width and give it height of 60. That's too small. 300. 340. Okay. So I'm going to add padding to the whole container.
Okay.
If you notice, you see that it is shifting to a particular side. So I'll add padding to it and give it 16. What that padding means is that from your left to your right, add 16 pixels.
Today.
Yeah. So then space between the login and the container. All these things are widgets that are placed in a column. I said a column has ability to have more than one widget. That's why you see that if you check this, you see these children.
Yeah.
It means that it can have more than one widget. Size box is a widget. Text is a widget. Another size box. Those are the spaces in between those containers. So I'll just copy this container because I want to create for password. I'll copy and paste it.
Okay.
Give space of 10 pixels also. And then change this to your password, right? So because of user experience, those buttons, they need to be in almost probably in the middle so that if you want to text, you don't need to tap up, go up.
Yeah.
When you're holding your phone, your hand, be very easy for you to enter your email and password, right? That's why it should come down. Well, the login can remain up. This is supposed to be based on the designer. Yeah, so you can see now that you have your email
and your
password. So now let me just quickly create a button. All right. So to create a button, there are different ways. You can use a container to create a button. How to style a container.
Okay.
With a container, you can still achieve the same thing. The container has a text, right? Or submit. So Now this container will decorate it. That's a decoration property. And now box decoration will add colors dot tail. What did you notice?
This dot
size is very
small.
small.
Yeah.
I have not added height and width.
I think the other one you used before has the height and width.
That's a predefined height and width.
Okay.
That's elevated button. 50. And the width. Okay. Anytime you want to center something, you just need to put that child, that widget, in a center widget. Center it. And then the edges, you can, based on the design, you can leave it this way, but if you want a little bit curved edges, you can add border radius to it. Note circular. I want it to curve at the 4 edges. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's curved. And you can also add images. There is an image, say you want to add an icon, right?
Okay.
What can I add? Okay, say login. Login is too bare. I can put it in a container. And then a row. A row is also a type of widget that has children, because a lot of things can be on a row. You get, that's the idea. So now that I have a row, I'll add this size box, which is so now for this size box, instead of height, you check other size box, I was using height, but now is width. I'm just gonna add width. Okay. And then add an icon. What icon should I add? Icons dot different icons. Let me just pick anyone for the sake of this access time. So the icon is showing, but because of the color,
okay,
make it black so it will be visible. Can you see?
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
That
So after this login, you can add image.
yes,
there also.
You can actually add image. You can add any. If you want to add image, if it's from a URL, use image.network. If it's an image you have on your local, use image.asset. Do you understand?
So are we supposed to import the image into the code?
Yes, so the image, it will be part of the code.
Okay. So can you show us how to import that?
Okay, so you get an image download. You see I created an asset. And I already imported the image. You see this lion.png.
Yeah.
I'll go there actually. So that's the image.
Okay.
So to use it now, I told you you need a widget image.asset, right?
Yeah.
And you need to take the address of that, the part of that image inside the asset. This is the part asset, then lion.png.
Okay.
And you take it and just replace it with this name. Voila, your image is going to display. Yeah.
Wow. It's a beautiful one. Thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
around. Yeah, so because of time, I know our audience will probably want to ask you some question. They're probably curious and they probably want to reach out to you if you don't mind. So you can just share us maybe your Twitter handle or LinkedIn so that they can just reach out to you and ask you a few questions about it.
Okay, so thank you very much. You can reach out to me on Twitter at AfolionKest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. What about LinkedIn? Twitter is
LinkedIn
fine.
Afolayan Ademola.
Oh, right. Yeah. Thank you for coming around, Kests.
You're welcome.
Now you know Widget is your go-to when creating your Flutter app user interface. It helps you define your application to your preferred structures, either stateless or stateful. Thank you for sticking with us today. I hope you've picked up one or two. Please like, comment, share this video till I come your way next time. Stay tech savvy.